Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Warren Camilla, and this is the third part of our story. Hope you have watched part one and part two. And thank you for your support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the messages that you've been texting me. My strength comes from the Lord. So everything that I've been through, God gives me the strength to go to wake up each and every morning, to tackle each and every day, every challenge as it comes. So let's get into it. I'll insert some pictures, by the way, over here right now before I even start this video, because the last two parts I had said that I'll insert videos and pictures of her before, and I didn't. So I think I'm just gonna insert all the pictures over here. And then we will continue with this video. So we wait for the ambulance. The ambulance comes. Now we at, I think now, after the transfers, which took a while, we got to the ambulance. So I sit at the back with my baby, and my mom sits in front with the driver. And then we have these two nurses from Red Cross who came with the ambulance. So we start the journey. We're going to Mpisha. They have been waiting for us for quite a while. So we start from Kobo. Uh, the driver is just, he's not fast enough, and I'm wondering I could drive faster. I don't even have a DL. I don't even know how to drive. But in my mind, I'm like, doesn't he know that we want to get to the hospital fast? But when we get to Egoji, it's like 30 minutes from Kobo. So for those who are not familiar with our places or our region, so we get to Egaji, and they call the driver, the nurses call the driver, they like, park the ambulance. So in my mind, I'm starting to think, oh, what's happening? Oh, what are you doing? Is something wrong? So they start working on Maxine. They were working on Maxine, by the way, all the way, but I think it got too serious that they couldn't work as the vehicle was moving. So they just told the driver to park the vehicle. So my mom is calling me. She and in her mind later on she told me she was thinking maybe Maxena has just passed away, and they thought instead of now going all the way to Nairobi and then we incur another cost of bringing back the body, why not just go back uh, where we are, just go back to Nkopo Hospital. So she calls me and I tell her, Mom, she asks what's going on. I tell her, Mom, they just doing a procedure on Maxine. And she comes down. So after they are done with whatever they do, uh, the dad had driven ahead because the ambulance, as I said, it wasn't fast enough. So they had already left ahead of us. So I think after they realized some, I think, no, they were behind us. Then they caught up with us and found the ambulance parked by the side of the road. So they came to see what's happening. But again, everyone was worried. Why are we stopping? Like, it was weird for an ambulance to just stop, and it was crazy. So after the procedure, we continue. The driver got to Embu, and I think we got to Nairobi in 1 hour. He started speeding, and later on he told us he wasn't familiar with the roads from Kubo to Embu, but from Embu now he started realizing, I know this road, so it was okay for him to speed. When we get to the hospital to Mpisha, and we received very well. They were waiting for us for hours and hours. We taken to ICU directly. And now this is a very new space for me because I had been to Kobo before, hospital, but now it's real. It's like we have gone from just being sick from pneumonia to something that baby can't comprehend. Now we are in ICU. Like before, I used to hear someone is in ICU, and I thought they're just that's the end of them. It's there is no coming back from that. So here we are. It's me going through that. So we are ushered in. They take the baby. Then we are told to go clear with the cashier and get a file opened for her magazine. So we go with mom. We had carried the cash that we had because we knew that we would arrive fast. So we go pay, get the file opened, then we go back to the ICU. We find Maxine connected to the machines, and I'll insert a picture here, just I think right here, of how she looked. In my heart, I was at least relaxed because now she will get the right treatment. But now seeing her there hooked and connected and everything, there was something about that sight, and it broke me, but I was still strong. Remember, I just cried only that time, so I'm really strong. So the doctor calls us and starts taking the history, asking what happened. So we start narrating the whole story, the treatments that she has been given, the tests that she has done, and then when the dad comes, we are ushered to a room. So the doctor starts telling us, hey, the condition of your baby, it's very critical. She might have gotten a brain injury, and some brain injuries are irreversible. So it's like she might not pull through, and if she pulls through, she might be a vegetable. But right now, we won't give you a conclusive report because we want to perform MRI first to see the damage that has been caused, the extent of the damage that her brain has incurred. And then she goes on and on and on with just there listening. Then she tells us we have a counselor if you want to talk to one, because we know these are hard news. Okay. Then after we done with the doctor, we just go see Maxine, then go now my mom, the grandmother and the friend were outside waiting. So we go. My mom asked me, "Umeambiwa nini?" And I couldn't bring myself to repeat anything that the doctor said. So for me, I was just silent. I even forgot I was oiling my hair, but I think it's troublesome, so I'll just. I don't think I can concentrate doing the two. So let me just finish up with this, then I'll oil it. So I think the dad told them something small. Then, to my rude shock, I'm not allowed to stay. We were not allowed to stay in the hospital. We can't like how you get admitted and you're supposed to stay with your baby in hospital. Now that's not the case because now she's in ICU. She's been taken care of 24/7. So we were told to find a place to sleep. Then we could be coming each and every day to see her. So we just go to, by then it was around five in the morning or six, going to six. So we go find some rooms. We start. It's me and mom in one room, the dad, then his mother in another room. So my mom tells me, "Let us pray." We start praying. We start praying for Maxine and we start praying for baby Sifa. Baby Sifa is the child that I left in general. So we pray and we try to catch some sleep because it was a hectic 2 days. In the morning around 8, we wake up, we shower, then go back to hospital to check up on her. When we go to hospital, we meet now the head doctor who was to take us through everything. And then by good luck, then because it would be expensive for my parents to stay, for the moms to stay, we had to let them go back because we also needed financial support. So we couldn't go on spending the cash in sleeping in hotels because we need the cash for the hospital. And so we just dropped them off to the stage so that they could just go back to home, go back home. So we went to the hospital. We found Maxine has undergone an MRI, and how whatever the doctors thought that it would be bad, it wasn't. It was just a what slight swelling of the brain. So the doctor had already started giving her steroids so that the brain could come back to the normal size. And she was still on the ventilator. She wasn't breathing on herself. She was on life support fully. So a friend of ours akajitolea, thank you Kate and your family for hosting us the entire time that we were in Nairobi. I hope you'll get to see this. We really appreciated everything that you did for us during that period. So she was hosting us, and I also remember in a group called Team March 2016 where we all got our babies in March 2016. And there is this woman, I hadn't met her, but she used to come, Clara. Thank you for being that support that we needed. I needed in hospital. She used to come every single day to check up on us. That was the first time I was meeting her. And another Martha, she was called Pam. She also came. There was also several people from that group who came to see. Sometimes they uh, you know, ICU, no one was allowed to enter into the ICU, but they gave, it's just me and the dad. So it gave us the hope and the moral support that we needed. And to everyone who came to the hospital, hey, we had a lot and a lot of people coming in to see us. So thank you to everyone who will see this, who won't see this. The seeing people around you supporting you, it uplifts you. Despite them not seeing the baby, it uplifted us. So I'll fast forward. I don't want this video to be so long. So we stayed in the ICU. By the second day, uh, our money has run out because she was spending like 100,000 plus in per day. So after the second day, we are told to top up. By then, a group had been created, so people had started kutoa pesa, so at least there was some money flowing in. She stayed in ICU for 5 days. After 2 days, the third day, the doctor told us that he doesn't like uh, keeping people on life support for so long. Sometimes they just forget how to do anything by themselves. So he suggested we take Maxine off the life support and see whether she is breathing. He took us through the machines, how that is. He showed us everything that we could monitor. So she was taken out of the ventilator, the life support machine, the third day in ICU. And by good luck, she struggled a bit the first day, but now the second day she picked up very well, and now she was breathing on her own again. Though there was the oxygen, but at least now she didn't need the life support. So we stayed another 2 days. We stayed in ICU for a total of 5 days. Then the sixth day, she was taken to HDU. Now our healing process started from there. The moment that we were out of ICU, it didn't matter that to go HDU, but the moment that we were out of ICU, I was so grateful, so thankful to God, like, God, you're healing my baby. And at this time, we don't know that we knew Maxine would recover and recover completely. So we go to the HDU, we stay one day, then we taken to the ward the next day. We taken to the wards. Actually, they transferred Maxine when we were not even in the hospital, but they consulted us. So Maxine is in the ward. My baby can just open her eyes, but she can't see. Like, the doctor had to come and tell us, now this thing has affected your baby, because we were wondering, mbona hamki, mbona hachiki, mbona hasimami. But now that was the beginning of this thing. Some doctor calls it cerebral palsy, but I believe it's not cerebral palsy. Anyway, so we start this journey of her. She used to feed a lot. I couldn't even feed her myself. Maxine couldn't see. She could just open her eyes, and we were even concerned. We had to call up an ophthalmologist who came and checked on her and told us that her vision will improve as her brain gets better. So at least he established that for us. Maxine couldn't hear. Maxine couldn't do anything on her own. She used to hold her hands like this, so we were advised to put tissues so that her as her fingers, her hands wouldn't like entirely stay like this. So with time, she started at least. Uh, I don't know how to put this, but it helped a lot. Then she used to undergo therapy. I remember the occupational therapist took us through us getting the seat and um the some things for her legs, because now her legs were like this. They needed to be taken back so that she can't develop complications. So it was the beginning of this journey. My baby couldn't do anything. I had to struggle to change her diapers because she was so stiff. After we didn't stay for long in hospital after we were taken off the ward. I can't remember the exact days, but we were discharged eventually. But now we are discharged with a baby. We were telling everyone, thank guys for praying for us for everything. We have been discharged. But little did people know that we have been discharged, but Maxine can't do these things. Maxine, as life has changed completely, she has been affected. Her brain was affected, so it was a beginning of another journey, and people didn't understand until they saw Maxine. And even now, I met a friend who told me he didn't know. The first time I shared the story on Facebook, is it hit him because he was there when we were transferring Maxine from Google Hospital to Nairobi, and he thought we were okay, but he didn't know. So we started this journey. We went to a friend told us to check on Kijabe because Kijabe has these services. We went to Kijabe. We saw an occupational therapist. He told us what we can do at home, and he connected us now to the therapist in Meru General. So when we came back home, immediately we sought services from Meru General and we started therapy immediately. No, I got to know all these things that I do know now, and each and every day it's a learning experience. So yeah, that's our story so far. Therapy has been helping. Oh, the milestones. I don't know. I will do a different video for that, but that is basically your journey. I didn't want to prolong this video because the previous one was a bit long. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for tuning in and listening to our story. I hope I have encouraged someone that um, my God didn't take Maxine. He restored her, and she is with me. She is improving. She's done, and she'll do wonders. So stay tuned for more testimonies coming your way. I'll share with you the milestones so that you can understand where we were, and 3 years later where we are right now. Until next time, if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, like, and share so that this video can reach many people so that they can be encouraged. And hope to see you next time.